hope you had a great winter break, and welcome back to another edition of Hanging with Hannah at BU. This week I'm joined by Jack Arbor. He's a Bellarmine musician, and we're going to be talking a little bit about what inspires him and his creative process. Stay tuned. So what got you into music in the first place?
Me and my best friend Brian, we've been best friends since like 6th grade. I heard that one Justin Bieber song. It had what was it? Major Lazer. I can't remember what it's called. I don't remember what it's called. Cold Water. That song. I heard that song, and I was like, the production on it was super cool, and I wanted to make something like that. And so my best friend Brian, like he was in like the band and stuff in like high school and middle school and stuff like that. So he knew a little bit about music, and he came over one day and he just like taught me like the very, very basic fundamentals of that. And then after that, we started a collective together. I'm not naming it because the music was really trash. So I'm not going to expose myself like that. But yeah, so we made music together for probably, I want to say, late 2016 to probably late 2018. So the first 2 years of my career was actually like a joint project with my best friend.
Is that when you started music at
Yeah.
all, or did you have any background in music before
Zero
that?
background.
Okay.
I didn't even know like what a note or a beat was. Like I literally knew nothing. I knew music was like an auditory phenomenon, bro. I didn't know it was anything else.
Okay, gotcha. What is the style of music that you make? Is it like EDM, hip hop? What is it?
Honestly, I really don't know because it's like I like write, record, produce. Like I do everything from scratch. So like I just have a lot of influences. I would definitely say there's aspects of like pop, like alternative hip hop, a little bit of like indie punk. Like I don't know. It's just kind of a mix of everything, to be honest. But I kind of like it that way because I feel like if you're trying to imitate a certain style or genre, I feel like you could just be more creative than that.
Yeah, I agree, but that kind of is popular right now, though. Like the whole like hip hop mixed with punk mixed with, that's like a new genre I've seen that's like kind of getting bigger.
Yeah.
It's good that you're getting into it. Do you have any like inspirations that you like kind of look up to that you kind of want to like you could compare yourself to?
Yeah, there's this guy named Aries. I found him on YouTube like way back in 2017. So this is like the first year that I started making music, and I was looking up like YouTube tutorials, like how to do certain stuff, like, you know, in the audio interface. And I found him, and he only had like maybe like 5,000 subscribers at the time, because I was in like beat making videos were like really becoming like big on YouTube. So he was one of the pioneers of that like kind of genre of like tutorial beat making stuff. And I listened to his music, and I'm literally like his biggest fan. Like I'm in like his like 0.5% like of the most like listened to listener. Like I'm in his top 0.5%. Like he's just crazy. And I think the thing that inspires me the most is just like he makes everything from his bedroom. So like he writes, record, produces, mix. He does everything himself too, and he does it in his bedroom. And I think it's inspiring for me because seeing how successful he is, how good his music is, you know, like it gives me inspiration to feel like I can do that as well.
That's really cool that you have somebody to kind of look up to and emulate their process. But so when you make music, you said that like he starts in his bedroom. Do you have a creative process that you usually follow, like step by step, or does inspiration just kind of strike you anywhere at any time?
I think it really just kind of strikes anywhere. Like I think I'm always like on the lookout for like topics to talk about or like things that are inspirational, because like you'll go on a walk and like, you know, you could say it was just an uninteresting walk, but like there's so many stories that like you could tell about going on a walk, like, you know, the atmosphere, you know, or like is it sunset, is it sunrise, like what are the, you know, like there's so many things that if you just pay attention to,
Yeah.
that, you know, you can write songs about. So really I just be observing life.
Yeah. I feel like that's like a lot of artists' perspective. Is that like is this what you want to do with your life? Like
Yeah.
After you graduate, you want to do music full time?
Yeah.
That's really cool. So are you studying music at Bellarmine right now? Like
Yeah.
what path are you taking right now?
I'm doing music technology.
Okay.
So that's like everything with like the digital age of like recording and producing and you know all the modern day stuff that makes like a record, you know what I mean? But there's also performance, like a mandated like performance kind of requirement for the major where you got to do like ensembles and stuff like that, which honestly is great because, you know, I feel like now with the rise of computers, I feel like you can be what I call like an internet musician without actually knowing how to play any instruments and stuff like that. Because like, you know, the computer makes it so easy to make music. You're still composing, but you're not like doing the actual musician's skill set like to create it. So
do you actually play instruments, like going back to that, or do you just do it all on your computer?
I'm learning instruments now, but I used to do it all on my computer, and I'm not knocking that, by the way. Like I think it's just interesting how, and I feel like that also like ties back to like that's what everybody's doing. Like everybody's kind of genres are kind of like fading away, you know what I mean? Because like so many people have access to all these like softwares and sounds and plugins, and there's a massive community for like, you know, indie musicians, like independent musicians, like, you know, so I feel like that's just really important to have.
Yeah, I like watched a TED Talk the other day that was about, oh my gosh, who was it? It was Steve Lacy, and he like made the whole song, I think it's Dark Red, he made it all in like 5 minutes on GarageBand.
Yeah.
It's so popular, and that's just like insane to me that a musician can just do everything with like just like a keyboard. That's nuts to me, but that's really cool. Since you're in the music technology program here, have you found that there's a community here that's really supportive of you at Bellarmine?
For sure. I absolutely love all my instructors. Like I love Tim, I love Dan, I love Louie, you know. Like you know, everybody's just great. You got a really great like community of teachers that I feel like not only are your professors, but like they're also your friends. Like they really care about you. Like I you know, I feel that Tim really cares about every individual that walks through that music building. You know what I mean? He has an entire class, you know, about intro to the study of music. It's the first class you take as a freshman. And literally that whole class is just like life advice of like preparing to, you know, how to find a career as a musician, what to do, you know, once you get out of school. Like it's mentorship instead of just teaching. So I feel like, you know, that sense of community in the music building is really great.
That's awesome. I feel like that's kind of across the board at Bellarmine, I've noticed. Like everywhere you go, every professor is really supportive, and that's great that continues into the music department. Are there any projects that you've been working on recently that you're excited about? Have you released new music?
Yeah, I dropped my first project. It's called Rapid Growth. It's out on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, Sound. It's out on everywhere. Anywhere you want to check it out. Even Deezer. You know what Deezer is?
No.
It's like this like really low-key streaming service, and I find it so funny that they name it Deezer.
That just so funny.
Oh my god, that's hilarious. But yeah, I dropped my project Rapid Growth. I wrote, recorded, produced, mixed, and mastered the whole thing. So, well, it's not true. I had help from some friends and stuff like that. But yeah, it was a conceptual album, sorry.
Is there anything else you wanted to talk about specifically with your music?
I think it's difficult to grow sometimes because it's like, I feel like there's a dichotomy between like having, I guess, like fame or fans on the internet versus in person, because like I have a bunch of like fans from like all over the world, you know what I mean? But I don't have, not many people where I live know my music, you know? And I feel like that's kind of like, at least challenging for me, because like trying to figure out, like, because I want to start performing and, you know, I want to start actually like, you know, doing the physical parts of my career, but like sometimes it's difficult.
Yeah, I feel like that'll grow though as you gain more.
Yeah.
And it also helps that you have a network of people here, because I feel like even within the music department, they can tell their friends about their music, and about your music, and then they can tell their friends, that kind of thing. But That's really cool that you want to perform. I was going to ask about that. Is that something you want to do soon, or when do you want to start performing your
As
music?
soon as I can, because
Yeah.
I got music to perform.
Yeah.
So
So would you wait until you're more, say, like famous, or would you be okay with like doing it on a very small scale at first and working your way up?
I would be okay with doing it at a small scale at first, because like if it's my first time performing and I'm walking out and there's like, you know,
Yeah.
150, 500 people there, I'm like, ooh, yeah, you know, just awkward, bro. Like that's
Yeah.
that's daunting. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Because it's like, I feel like being an entertainer is kind of a weird perspective to think that, you know, I got to go up on stage and I have to entertain these people. I have to make sure these people have a good time. It feels weird to propel yourself in that spotlight. So to do that in front of so many faces for your first time, I feel like that'd be like really scary.
Yeah. No, I can kind of relate. Like, it's not the same, but like I said earlier, being on camera, like that's definitely a skill you have to develop. Like for me now, it's nothing, but for a lot of people, even getting on camera, that's like terrifying.
Yeah.
But you seem to be good at it. You seem very casual and chill right now, so
Yeah.
so that's good. And that'll be a good skill that you'll have in your career. To get a closer look into Jack's creative process, he showed me how he usually makes a beat for a song. Here it is.
My friend sent me this guitar loop, so I started with this. This is just a demo, by the way. It's pretty cool, and then I added a kick. And then I added hats, but I added this like staggered hi-hat. It's like a drill hi-hat, kind of. And then the actual hi-hat adds a really cool kind of rhythm to it, and then just adding more perks. And then I'll always turn that on. And then you got, this is what part of the beat sounds like in full. And then I have this other part that I'm also working on, which is kind of the same idea but kind of different. This part's kind of like indie, I guess. And then all these are just different layers, like drum layers and stuff like that. Yeah, and that's pretty much the whole file right there. That's all I got. We're at 44 layers right now. So.
Yeah, and how many minutes of the song is that?
I think over a minute.
Okay, gotcha. So do you have to like go by like manually and like repeat every single one of those, or can you like
You can
is
vary
it like a
up.
kind of an easy process, or is it like really
Yeah.
really involved?
No, once you figure out what you're doing, it's really
Yeah.
easy.
Yeah.
So
And so this song, did you do it entirely on your computer, or did you
Yeah.
record like it on the piano at all or anything?
I played the chords on the piano, but
Okay.
like the guitar and stuff I got from friends, and then all of this I programmed in, which
Cool.
is a lot of stuff.
Cool.
So-
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, it was super cool to see the creative process of making a song from start to finish. Thanks for watching. This has been another edition of Hanging with Hannah at BU.